Hi, welcome to my video, and if it's your first time here, then welcome to my channel. My name is Aneela and I post videos every Monday and Thursday. If you've been here before and if you're already subscribed, then you know that I didn't post anything for the entire month of December. In many ways, I'm getting back on the horse, the bandwagon, I guess. I fell off momentarily, but today we are picking up right where we left off, which is not with Pranav and I on a scooter riding through Ambala, but we're gonna go right back to the original format of this channel, which is recipes on Monday. January, I came to know, is also referred to as VEGANUARY. VEGANUARY? I don't know, I saw it online. It's like a whole hashtag. And I thought, that would be a great thing to do, to just only post vegan recipes this month. Which, I only ever post vegan and vegetarian recipes, but we're gonna keep it strictly vegan for the month of January, or VEGANUARY. Today we are starting out with a beautiful green goddess soup. It's made from all the green goodness that I had in my fridge. And I think that these are pretty accessible ingredients, but if there's something that you don't have, then you should definitely substitute it for something that you have or that is local to where you live. I know that sometimes in India, zucchini is not always readily available, but you know what is? Mutter, right, green peas, everywhere. So if you don't have zucchini, you could substitute mutter. If you don't have broccoli, then you could just add celery. So there are a lot of possibilities for you to play around with. And so without any further delay, that's Kitty and I, are gonna give you the green goddess soup to start you off right for VEGANUARY.
Soup is something that Pranav and I enjoy very often in the winter, and I make all kinds of soup, but for today's recipe, I decided to make a green goddess soup, which is really just a soup made entirely of green things, plus a little bit of onion and garlic. As I mentioned, you can use anything green that you have in your fridge, and if you don't have the exact same ingredients as me, just substitute it for something else that is more readily available to you. Now, to prep our ingredients, we really just need to roughly chop everything. And of course, you want to make sure that everything is thoroughly washed. It's not going to matter in what shape you chop things or even in what size, because this is all going to be blended up in the end. Even when it comes to the spinach, just give it a rough chop, and it doesn't matter if you leave the stems on. If you're really particular, of course you can remove them, but it's not necessary. To cook the beautiful green vegetables, we are going to start out with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a large skillet. To that, you're going to add the onion and garlic and cook these until they soften and until the onions become just a little bit translucent. That might take anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes, and once that happens, go ahead and add in the rest of the emerald veggies, except for the spinach. We're going to add that a little bit later. If you're not using spinach or any other leafy green, then add all of the veggies right now. And at this point, you really should season with some salt and pepper. Then, to these cooking veggies, add 1 cup of vegetable stock. These veggies need to cook uncovered in this stock on the lowest heat possible for about 10 to 15 minutes. And you really should stir them occasionally, but after 10 or 15 minutes, you'll see that these vegetables haven't really wilted. They still retain their beautiful emerald color, and the stock hasn't even evaporated. It's still very much there. This is the point at which we add the spinach and incorporate it with the cooking vegetables. And I know that this looks like a lot of spinach, but it really isn't, because it is going to wilt and reduce in size. So it is certainly not too much. If anything, it's not enough. And now is the time to blend all of these vegetables until they are as smooth as we can get them. If you have an immersion blender, I think that will actually give you a creamier texture. I don't have one. I'm just using the trusty blender that I always use, and I find that that does a good enough job for me. I actually don't mind a little bit of texture to my soup. It gives me something to bite on. Of course, what I have here, delightful as the texture is not quite the right consistency for a soup. So I'm going to add a little more vegetable stock, and I added somewhere between a cup to a cup and a half. This is going to very much depend on what you like, the consistency that you like for your soup. And if you do want a creamy soup in the true sense of the word, add any type of milk or cream, and that will be delicious as well. This is also the right time for you to adjust the salt if necessary, and your soup is done. I chose to add a little bit more olive oil right on top and some freshly ground black pepper. Then I garnished with just a few of the smaller spinach leaves, and that's it. Your soup is done.
All right, there it is. I really hope that you enjoyed that recipe. It is simple, it is beautiful, it's not overly complicated with a lot of spices. You're gonna taste the natural flavors of each of those vegetables, whatever you use. And I think that's really the beauty of a delicious, comforting soup like this one. I will see you on Thursday with a new video, and that video is gonna cover everything that happened in December, as well as sort of where I hope this channel is heading for 2019, essentially the countdown to 2020. Which is kind of ridiculous because it sounds like the future. I also decided that this is going to be the year where I get comfortable in front of the camera. For years, I didn't even appear in front of the camera, and then I slowly started to kind of come out from behind the lens, but I was really awkward, and I still am very awkward. So I'm hoping that this year I do get more comfortable at being on this side of the lens and not just that side. I also like to think of 2020 as the year of perfect vision. So let's see. All of that will be discussed on Thursday, and I really do hope you join me because I have some exciting things to talk about. Okay, I'll see you on Thursday with another video. Bye.